Welcome to the event. We're really happy that you're here. We're about to go live in just a few moments, but before we lift off, there's a few important things we want to make sure that you're aware of so you get the best possible experience out of this. First of all, the sound current is supremely important to us, the musical experience. So if possible, we really encourage you to use good speakers or headphones to experience the class with. Second, if you have any pre-existing injuries, please take care of yourself, modify as you need to. Don't risk exacerbating an injury because of a yoga exercise. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions and you're not quite sure if this would be good for you, please consult with your primary healthcare practitioner and make sure it's the right thing for you. Also, make yourself relatively comfortable. You can use a cushion, and in fact, we encourage you in our seated positions, meditation practices, to use a cushion. It helps lift the heart up, keep the spine straight, and it's more ideal for the flow of energy in the body and for the meditation experience. You can even be sitting in a chair with feet flat on the floor for those of you that are unable to sit in a meditative sitting posture on the floor. Just use a chair, and for many of the exercises, that will work perfectly fine. And then lastly, if you're having any problems with the video streaming, try refreshing the page, or if you see a gear icon on the video, adjust your resolution. If you're new to this type of thing, just take care of yourself. If there's something that you don't quite understand, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything that needs to click will click after a few times of trying it out. Enjoy the experience. We're about to get started in just a moment. Experience we'll have together. A zero gravity workout. And what this is a very simple thing in the sense that all of us we're just trying to feel good. We're trying to feel vital in our bodies, vital in our mind. Vital in our mind means we have some contentment to work with. But the contentment, a more sustained contentment comes from cultivating something a little deeper. This is what in the yogic language of ancient India they call ananda, so bliss. Bliss is not some fluffy thing, nor is it something necessarily easy to obtain, because bliss is some type of deeper contentment that is there regardless of if it's pleasure or pain. Bliss is a type of pleasure when it opens up inside of us. And we can very much, as a human being, we can learn how to cultivate bliss states. We can cultivate these deeper states that come from inner vitality, comes from for at least a period of time. What we're going to be doing in this journey here together, we're going to do some exercises. We're going to move our body. And at first it might feel like the opposite of zero gravity, where it feels like only gravity, where it's kind of pressuring you. But what we mean by zero gravity is something that one has to experience. You can't quite explain that. But what we can do is kind of poetically start to give it some language, give it some ideas, and that guides how a person can work with meditation practice by understanding that the mind is going to produce positive thoughts, and then the mind is also equally and opposite going to produce some negative thoughts. And in the meditative state, or in the effort to go into a meditative state, part of it is observing the positive and the negative thoughts without grasping onto the positive ones and without pushing away so much the negative ones. In other words, we're not as much grasping to the pleasures in our lives, nor are we endeavoring to push away the pains of our lives, but naturally that's what all of us are always doing, because just naturally for a human being, you give a little baby sweet, it'll take the sweet, but if you give a little baby bitter, it'll push it away. So we're naturally wired to do that. The interesting thing, though, to become happy, one has to modify that basic impulse of the psyche, of always just habitually grasping on to what seems like it's sweet on the surface, but later on it causes a bitterness. And to not automatically push away the pains, push away that which is difficult, the bitters, because those will often end up what give us sweetness. So these Kriya practices, these exercises, this workout that we're about to do is not just a workout that's going to tone up the body, although it does that too. Not only is it going to help revitalize the blood and the tissues of the body, it does that too. What it's also going to do is to help to bring the life force, chi, prana, into the central nervous system, or as the yogis call the central channel, the Shushmana, so that the mind comes into an open, expansive, spacious relaxation. This is a feeling that feels very much, as it grows and it grows, it feels as a bliss state. And so this is a workout that we're going to do together that I think you're going to like. It might be a little bit difficult, but give it a shot. Just do your best and take care of your own body. Never risk exacerbating an injury for any of these things. But give it a try, yeah? And it's something anyone can do, but in just a little bit of time, though, as the body tissues become purified, you bring new oxygen in, you flush out the toxins that need to kind of be moved out. And all of a sudden, I feel like more like myself. And all these things that are stressing me so powerfully often, they kind of fade away. It's not that they're not there, but now we have this new kind of vitality to deal with our lives. So everything is feeling less overwhelming, less producing anxiousness, less producing depression, and more producing purposefulness and more producing meaning in life. That's the shift that inner bliss gives to a human. Yeah? Sense of purpose. Shall we? Let's begin. We're going to come onto the hands and the knees. I got my friend Danielle here. We're here in our home studio headquarters in the Northern California foothills of the Sierra Nevada, to wherever you are. You're going to inhale, the head is up, and exhale, the head is down. And nice smooth rhythm. And it's not so much that you're trying to stretch the muscles of the back, but more like we're starting to make the spine nice and supple. Cat-cow, inhaling as the head is coming up. Exhale as the head is coming down. And as you arch the spine up on the exhale, also the pelvis is tucking under, as massaging your lower digestive organs. Because if we can keep our spine supple, and we can keep the cerebrospinal fluid healthy, then we'll feel our youthfulness. And when we feel our youthfulness, we feel our vitality. That shows. It expresses itself through our body, through our attitude, through our mind, and our confidence. This is tuning the human instrument so that we shine, so that we feel good, so that we're connected to our sense of purpose. Keep going, inhaling, head is up. Exhaling, head is down. Nice smooth rhythm for yourself. Tune into your own body and move in that way. Beautiful. Head up, inhale deeply. Then through your nose, exhale. Push the breath all the way out. And relax and come sitting back up, cross-legged. You can also do most of these that we're going to do today on sitting on a chair. Sitting on a chair, feet flat on the floor. If you're sitting on the ground, be right on your sit bones. That's why we often use a little cushion or like a folded up blanket to just lift us up a little bit. Hands here. And you're gonna inhale as it swings to the left and exhale as it swings to the right. And once you get going, you just let it swing. Try not to control it too much, just tune into your own body and inhale left, exhale right, and let it swing. The breath is the anchor for our minds in the practice. As the mind is going negative, you go back into the breath. Then as the mind is also going very positive, fine, then back into the breath. And throughout this next 20 to 30 minutes, we're going on this pranic journey together where the mind continues again and again to anchor onto the breathing. Into the center, inhale deep. Suspend the breath. Lift through the pelvic floor, rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. And then exhale. Yeah? That's the basic idea through all these practices. The mind is going to be going here, the mind is going to be going there. That's natural. But what we're trying not to do is to indulge all the mind's narratives and to simply bring our attention again and again back to the breathing. You're going to inhale, the shoulders up, exhale, release. Just let it bouncing through the nose. Try this. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Two more. Now bounce. Close your eyes down. Listen to the breath. Feel its rhythm. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, release. That's very beautiful. Now, please open the legs into like a V shape. We're going to be opening the life nerve. So like Danielle's doing, the feet are flexed. There's energy in the toes, and you're making sure you're sitting on your sit bones. And you inhale, center. Sit bones connected, so your chest stays lifted. Then you exhale down, but you don't worry about touching your toes. You just make sure you fold without collapsing your heart. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling down.
Shining over the hills. I feel it, I'm at home now. Don't you know it's where I wanna be?
deeper the breathing through the nose. Close the eyes, and all the things that are fighting for your mind's attention, all the things of your life, and all the thoughts, and all the narratives, and all the stories the mind is producing. See if you can give yourself a rest from all of that. See if you can give yourself relief from all of that. Oh, my mind, just dwell on the breath. And by putting your attention on the breathing, and really breathing in such a way that fill the lungs, fill the blood with new oxygen. Exhale with good completion, pushing out which is no longer needed. Inhaling, and you fill the lungs, getting new life force, chi, prana, into the body and mind, opening the life nerve, sciatic nerve. To the center, and exhale, fold down to the center. You can place your hands down like that, like Danielle has, and inhale, lift up through the chest, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, and exhaling, beautiful. Exhale, fold, and relax, shake your legs out, and come back sitting. In order to kind of transform the inner environment from one that is feeling, one that has much more sense of density, and heaviness, and not really feeling of zero gravity, but really feeling of there's a density to our life. Whereas if you can kind of move that to where there's a subtlety of our life, then we feel more connected to the things that actually, at the end of the day, are most important to us. Love is subtle. Love is not some dense thing. Love is some subtle thing. Love takes so many different forms. Sometimes it's romantic love. Sometimes it's the love between the mother and her child. Sometimes it's with the child and their parent or their grandparents. Love is infinite in its emanations, but love is subtle. Compassion is subtle. Kindness is subtle. Your sense of intuition is subtle. The sense of connectivity and sense of purpose is subtle. So it's our subtlety we need to maintain connectivity with. This is what the yogic practices are all about. Purification of the inner channels so that the chi can flow. Concentrate in the central channel. Not only does one become blissful, but out of that bliss arises wisdom. Wisdom for one's life. Wisdom is what we need in order to become happy. To become happy, I have to have the wisdom of happiness. That's what concentrating life force in the central channel is helpful for. Bring up the magnetic vitality. Bring the mind into its meditative, intuitive clarity. You don't have to look for purpose. There will be nowhere where that purpose isn't. Life itself is purpose. We're designed in this kind of brilliant way. It's inconceivable, the intelligence, the field of force of love, that what this whole thing is. And that's what these practices are for, to tune into that very natural part of life so we can live, we can be happy, we can be connected. We don't have to drop into despair, we can drop into something much more meaningful and much more real. And that's the discovery, is what is at the center of things. What is at the center of our own very nucleus, yeah? So we need to work out a little more. Come standing, please. So this is like a yogi's march. There's index finger to the thumb. That's called the Gyan Mudra, the wisdom seal. And then the eyes are open, and you're pointing, you're gazing at any point. And it's going to be an inhale up, and then an exhale down like that. Like that. Inhaling up, exhaling down. The breath is through the nose, and it has a rhythmic strength. It doesn't have to be a heavy breath. It can be a little lighter, actually. But it has a deep rhythm. It has a... Perfect, keep going. Try to get the knees up to hip level. Try to stretch open the armpits. Because under the arms and in the chest, it's all the lymph nodes. Over 80% of immune intelligence of the immune system is in your lymphatic system. And the lymph doesn't move like the blood. The blood has a pump. The lymph has to be pumped by us, by deep breathing, exercise. It's taking care of the body so it can live. To take care of the body, it needs the pressure that will give it vitality. It needs resistance, just like you go to the gym. You have to, in order for those muscles to tone, they need resistance. In order for the mind and the pranic system to tone, it needs resistance. Hence, Kundalini Yoga. Deeper the breathing. Almost there. Stretch up. Exhale, release. Bravo. Okay, now you're going to have your arms out like so. Palms facing down, fingers firm, and then the legs out like Danielle has. Yeah, you're going to inhale here, and then you're going to exhale down like so. And you inhale, lift. You exhale down like so. Inhaling up. Exhaling down like that, yeah? The key here is, don't think of it as a stretch. Every time you lift yourself up, draw your pelvic floor in, and use your core muscles, and your lower abdomen draws in to lift you as you fill the lungs. Every inhalation, don't allow the chest to collapse as you come up. Use your core to lift you deeply as you give the deep, direct breath into the body as you lift. Deeper the breathing, final moments. Stay with it. Watch how the mind goes in this way and that way. It gets so dreamy in here. Keep on anchoring back into the breathing. The breath is the mantra. The sound of the breath is the mantra that your mind listens to as you practice. This is the meditation. Inhale up. Exhale. Okay, now shake your legs out. And I'll show you the next one. These are called frogs. If possible, your heels come together. Fingers are on the floor in front of you. Chest is lifted like this. Then when you inhale, and then you exhale back to the starting position like that. Now deeper the breath. Everyone's, I think, doing quite well with the body, but giving the body like more real estate of your mind's attention than maybe it needs. Now give more real estate if you can to the breath. Give your mind's attention more to the breath, and how deeply can you breathe to get you through the part of the moment of our workout, of our session, that feels a bit less like zero gravity. Deeper the breathing. There, couple more. Inhale and relax and standing. Amazing job. Shake your legs out a little bit. Have some water, please. So here we go. Those are preliminary exercises, really, to get us ready for this. 3 exercises here for this journey, for this Kriya. And these 3 exercises, and all 3 of them, your what they call your dristi, your gaze is at the tip of your nose. So if you can, you try to close your eyes just partially down and look down at the tip of towards the tip of the nose. Okay? The thumb comes to the base of the pinky finger, and the pinky and ring finger hold the thumbs down while index and middle finger are out. They point at each other. Your chest is lifted, your shoulder blades are released down. And then when we exhale, the hands will do. The nose wrinkles on the exhale. The exhale is so strong, it makes the nose wrinkle a little. Then through the O-shaped mouth, you inhale as they come back. Try to keep going. At any point you need to rest. If it's feeling overwhelming, please relax. Otherwise, just try to the exhale is so strong, the nose wrinkles. Arms aren't going like this, it's just right here. The exhale comes from down at the navel, diaphragm lifts. Gaze the tip of the nose. seconds. Your back molars and lift up through the pelvic floor like the rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. Lock the molars. Then through the mouth like a cannon, exhale. Again, inhale. Lift through the rectal sphincter, up and in, sex organ, up and in, navel, up and in. Lock the back molars, squeeze the spine. Exhale. Lift the root lock the back molars, squeeze the spine. Exhale. Slowly relax. Let the eyes close down and just let the breath flow with like a meditative ease as you feel. Feel your presence, feel your body, feel your energy of the mind, energy of the life force. Shake your arms a little, just kind of distributing the energy some. Yeah. Okay, 2 more to go. Yeah, these 3 exercises are demanding, but it's like they're more almost energetically demanding sometimes than physically, but also physically, as you'll see. All right, this time pinky and ring held down by the thumb, index and middle finger, that's Saturn, Jupiter. Index Jupiter, middle finger Saturn, ring finger Sun, pinky is Mercury. You know, everybody knows that. Learned that in kindergarten. Hold your, we should. The thumbs hold the pinky and ring finger down, and then here's what you do, like tight little circles like this. Yeah? Okay? Now, here's what's gonna happen. This one is a potent exercise. What you do is an O-shaped mouth, and you try to make your diaphragm move really quickly, and it makes a sound like kind of like a sound, almost like a monkey sounding. Yeah, but tight little outward circles, just for a couple minutes, but full speed, like that. Doesn't have to be loud if you don't want to make everybody else in your house think how what's going on in there. But it's go, but move it. Like, give it a try. It's just trying to make the diaphragm move very, very quickly. Shift the vital energy inside. But the movement with the arms is so tight and so quick that it kind of moves the spine. The spine is kind of shaking a little bit. Almost there, but quicker. 45 seconds to go, but double that speed. Watch the effect though. Go for it. Double that. Come on. 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds. It's almost there. Tip of the nose gaze. Come on. 15 seconds. Double that speed. Inhale. Hold the position. Lift the root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel, and press your two lips powerfully together. Press them. Exhale. Inhale. Lift the root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel. Squeeze the spine. Press the two lips together. Exhale. Inhale. Lift the root lock, squeeze the spine, press the two lips together. Exhale. Just let the breath flow with meditative ease. Close your eyes down. Next exercise, okay? Final one. Then we'll relax. So what you're gonna do, same mudra. And this one's difficult. This one's probably the most difficult, but you can do this. It's also amazing. They're difficult, they're amazing. I know that maybe if it's brand new to you, kind of wild also. Maybe something like nothing ever you've tried before. But it's also just simple practices. These things have been around a long time and they're very intelligent in how they work with the organism. But you gotta test that for yourself and see, because I think you'll find, they speak for themselves in kind of delivering on their promise. Okay, so this one, your arms are out by the sides, palms facing forward. And then you turn your inner elbow up towards the ceiling, so it's that way. It's hard to tell on camera. Okay, so it's the opposite of what I think. So then what you're gonna do, if I was gonna say, if my hands start out forward, facing away from me, and then if I turn them up towards the ceiling, then if I try to even turn my hands even further back like that, shoulder blades released down, chest lifted out, difficult posture. Close your eyes, but then barely open them and look at the tip of the nose. And through the nose, start to breathe long, slow, and deep. Excuse me, through the nose. It's through the nose that it needs a deep breath. Not really like a very light passive breath, but whatever is difficulty is physically to bring forth that type of energy with the breath. Because at the end of the day, it becomes a battle of the mind. But it changes the serum of the spine. It changes the whole feel and the alignment of the spine and creates an environment that the chi, the prana, the life force can flow and light up the centers of the psyche. Purifying the inner channels, opening the mental, intuitive, meditative space. Deeper through the nose is the breathing. Stay with it, try low bend in the elbow. nose gaze. Seconds, stay with it. Hold the posture, inhale deeply. Please lock the back molars together. Lift through the root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel. Turn the elbows to their maximum. Hold the position, please, through the nose, exhale. Inhale deepest. Lift through the root lock. Twist the elbows to their maximum. Now lock the back molars. Twist the elbows to the maximum. Lock the back molars. Hold the position, exhale. One more, inhale. Lift the root lock. Twist the elbows. Twist them. Slowly relax. Relax the arms, close your eyes down. Keep yourself very present. Let the breath flow meditatively and feel, particularly in the space of the spine, the lifting of the heart, the spaciousness of the mind. And sit in a totally still. And in the space, feel now into the center of the chest, the heart center. The field of one's heart, the field of your heart, which is the wish for love, the wish to be free of suffering, and the wish to experience a supreme happiness. Then if you can feel into your heart's energy, then you can take now this lifted energy of the body and of the mind, and you can feel into a wish for your life or a wish for a loved one. You know, and then you can, from your heart into the very heart of life, you can offer that wish. Whatever it is that you would like to start to bring forth in your life, love or prosperity and purpose. Take that true wish of the heart, you know, and offer it. With an exhale, just kind of let it all go. Inhale deeply. And with an exhale, just kind of let it all go. And then inhale, raise your arms up. And just shake them out a little bit. And shake them out and distributing. That's just distributing the energy. Yeah, and relax. And just relax. And you're going to take a couple of minutes. And ideally you can relax on your back. If you're not in a position where you can relax on your back, then relax in a meditative place, meditative, however you can be totally as relaxed as possible. Relax. There's an unending rhythm, a field of energy which powers all things. It's a field of creativity, love, and wisdom. And rest in that. Pleasures come and go, pains will rise and fall, and the happenings of our lives will be forever in change. Yet somehow in the center there is a constant, that which never wavers. Field of energy which dwells between positive and negative desires and fears. And we can drop down into what the great sages of ancient India called Ananda, and transcendent bliss. A field of inexhaustible energy, which reawakens our sense of purpose and genuine joy and our intuitive sparkle. Let the jaw relax, let the tongue relax, let all of the stresses of life wash away. And being dissolved, the residue of our stress being dissolved by fresh life force, fresh perspective, fresh magnetic vitality. And inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Move the fingers and the toes. Rotate the wrists and ankles. Rub the palms, make a little friction. Rub the soles of the feet, make some friction, yeah. And cat stretch to each side. Hug the knees to the chest. Rock a couple of times, come up. Yeah, you get that's even with these, you take a friction in your hands and you just can feel. Say, oh yeah, magnetic, absolutely. So you can strengthen your magnetism. That's what these are all about, these practices of Kundalini Yoga, practices of Life Force Academy. That's what they're designed to do. And so the idea today was to get into that space, especially at a full moon time. It's extra special to do it. Really, all times are special to do that, which is connecting us to what our life is about. And that's something that needs constant taking care of, just like any other facet of our life. I want my body to be healthy. It needs, continuous, consistent taking care of. That's what makes life good. That's what helps us live. That helps us stay vital and happy. So I'm teaching this new course, and it's called Zero Gravity, and about awakening the inner bliss, where it's not just giving ourselves the experience of doing it, but it's really learning how to do it. And it's learning how to do it in a way that then you can depend on it in your life. If we have the basic skill of being able to kind of connect into our it's our inner knowing, it's our inner wisdom, it's our inner really navigation system for our life, which we all need. All of us are having to make important decisions in our lives all the time. All of us are dealing with the anxiousness of living right now on planet Earth, with the heaviness of living on planet Earth. Always living on planet Earth is heavy, and always at any point in history, living on planet Earth can create anxiety. No doubt about it. Of course, at certain times, it's more difficult than others. And yet something kind of new is trying to be born, and that's also happening in our lives right now. And so that's what this work is all about. It's about learning that skill of how to go right into your center, to be able to access that point, but to do it in such a way. This is a course that's taught immersion style, and so it broadcasts everywhere. And we do these immersion style courses we teach it teaches, yes, but it's a journey, it's an experience, it's fun, it's artistic, it's kind of life-changing. It's something you do one of these, you don't forget that experience. And this one, Zero Gravity, Awakening Inner Bliss, is all about cultivating that state in a substantive enough way that you not only kind of have the tools and know like techniques and practices and ways of going into that space, but you're also cultivating it in such a way that is something that you can depend on in your life, even though things are maybe going horribly bad. In some cases, that is what happens in our life. Sometimes they're going like amazingly well. Sometimes things are going like horribly bad. In both of those cases, real bliss, which is not a surface thing. Bliss is not like a superficial ecstasy. Bliss is something that it's, even in this moment, you can't really give language to. And that's why in most of yogic teachings and things like that, it's filled with more poetic language. Because when you're trying to actually tap into that which is transcendent of idea and concept, you always fall short. That's why some people, they'll describe it as G-O-D or the universe or whatever. This can be worked with whether a person is, their context for their spiritual life is in a more religious fashion, or the context of their life is totally secular. In that way, it's just like Dharma physics. It's in order for a person to become blissful. Here's the hard part that I really haven't talked about even much in our whole session today. The most difficult part is not the exercises, although that was hard, yeah, but also quite amazing. I bet I would be willing to bet that for most people it's an amazing experience if you give it a try. And this was just, by the way, one little thing. but working with the mind, because that which is preventing our happiness and preventing our real sense of purpose, our real sense of prosperity, our real sense of happiness, is all of the patternings of our mind, and those are the things that take time to change. So not only are you like learning the skill of creating blissfulness for the mind and the body, but in that you're able to transform the mind. It starts to reveal the patterns of the mind that are causing so much suffering for myself and for others, and then be able to transform those. That's the hard work of it. But it's a hard work that's always worth it, because on the other side of that hard work is called what? It's called bliss. When you can really trust that life is taking care of you somehow in some kind of transcendent way that you probably can't explain to anyone else. But those of us, we know that. We all know it because we all know love. And that's what the center of this thing is, love. You know, when a baby comes out and is born, it's so much love that you're crying. There's so much joy that you're crying. And then when one of our loved ones passes away, there's so much grief that you're crying, and there's so much love that you're crying. On both sides of that thing is love. So it's love is the thing that is the transcendent bliss. And so anyhow, that's what it's all about, but it's much more about intellectual knowing as an experiential knowing. And that's why we do the courses. They are experiential courses. They're experiential. You can do it at your own time. You can read all about it. We've put, a lot of energy and creativity into showing you on our website what each session is about, what the course is about, as best as we can. But even that, it's not going to fully, you just got to try. This is one of those things, until you've tried it. Today gave you a taste of what it's like. But the music you heard, those musicians are going to be with me live in person for that, creating this stuff in real time. All this music, this right here, this is from last year's immersion course in the same time. And so it's incredible. It's cinematic. It's beautiful. We're going to be broadcasting live for this one from the Catskills of New York, a magnificent Menla mountain retreat from it's one of the best of experiences we do every single year. So anyway, you can read about each session. Session 1, opening the subtle channels. Session 2, turning towards purpose. Session 3, building magnetic vitality. And it all works on each other. If you read about the sessions, you see how it all works step by step. Session 4, discovering infinite life. Session 5, locating the constant. Love that. Session 6, moving the mind into happiness. Session 7, my favorite, revealing the field of bliss. We will. Session 8, zero gravity. So really, to get into this zero gravity, we hopefully get a little taste of kind of like the direction of it today. And then, to do an immersion course like this will give you a definite experience of that, and something that's meaningful and helpful. It's not just, oh, what a cool experience, but something that will transform us in a positive way and make our lives better. But you got to try to see for yourself. We guarantee our stuff. So if you do our stuff and then for any reason you say, no, this isn't for me, you let our team know within the window of time for the course. It's usually 60 days, and they'll give you a refund. So I'm not trying to push something on you that it's not for you. I have a sense it might be for you, and I want you to try it because I think you're going to love it and have an incredible experience. And ideally you can do it live, like we're there live doing it, but also the beautiful part of a virtual thing is you don't have to be there live. We have people in over 120 countries around the world who are doing these with us, so in all different time zones. So you can do it on your own schedule, whatever works for you. You can read all about it. The price is $595 for the whole thing. And there's an entire bonus course that is included called Turning the Wheel of Time that I taught with the great Tenzin Robert Thurman. It's the two of us teaching that. You can read about that. You get that course as a free gift. That course was taught a couple of years ago between he and I. He's in his mid-80s now. He was His Holiness Dalai Lama's first kind of Western student in 1962, and he's been one of the great champions for Tibetan Buddhism and Buddhist and yogic studies for decades. And so that Turning the Wheel of Time is included. We will be at Menla Mountain Retreat, which is which is founded by Tibet House and Tenzin Bob. So it's all connected, and I'm very excited about this experience. So it's $595. If you get it now, it's pretty much half off. It's a really amazing deal for this. Everyone who's taken this webcast for a very limited time, all the info's there. It's only $295, so it goes from $595 down to $295. And there's also a payment plan option. So if you makes it easier for you, there's the 2 payments of $154 that's there. All the info's here for you, and it's all guaranteed, like we said. And you don't have to be tech savvy. Just takes a moment to register. Our team's happy to help with anything. Shoot us an email if you have questions. But if you feel in the call and want to do this, would love to have you a part of it. I think you'll be very happy with your decision. And it's all here for you to learn more about zero gravity, awakening inner bliss. Okay? All right, we'll seal our class together. We're back to what we were doing. And you take your hands into the prayer bowls. Exhale. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Thanks for participating in this practice. And I hope you can join us for the full course. And in either case, please stay in touch. And thanks so much for being here today. Wishing you all a beautiful full moon time, a beautiful rest of the season, and looking forward to very soon, zero gravity. See you there. See you very soon. But what we can do in several days is we can create a substantive momentum for ourselves. We can really plug into the source of our happiness and confidence and creativity, and we can gain good perspective on our lives to take our baby steps.
Kundalini has really helped me cultivate the energy to stay focused and present, and to help move blockages.
Doing it online is kind of almost doing it in present. It's like really, you get the same exactly benefits.
And even at home, you do really feel part of the community, you know? Like I really felt like this was my new family.
My first online session, the shift in my thinking, in my attitude, the increased happiness, it's like nothing else that I've ever done online. Nothing else.
Of course, the voice of Simrit and the entire band, the sound current just moves through you.
Just the general teachings of Jaidev and his humor, his love, his kindness, his wisdom, his insight, like all of it is just such an incredible blend
if we can create a little bit of time to not only do good exercises, center our life force, but to also arouse our wish for real happiness and the conditions of happiness, which means that I'm wishing for you to have real happiness in the conditions of happiness. Everybody wants happiness, so all it's really promoting is happiness through happiness training.